Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. As you can probably see, I am in Santiago. I just want to say that this has to come with a little bit of a trigger warning, okay? But let me take you through Santiago. Today I'm going to do eating, smoking and drinking. We're going to have some food. I'm going to eat a shitload of food in the Chinese buffet, which is weird because I'm in Santiago, but I'll tell you about it later. And I'm going to La Casa Del Habanos at the W Hotel, and then I am going to have a cigar and some drinks there. So I'm going to do the Trinity, okay, the Trinity, eat, smoke, drink. See you soon. So, Santiago, Chile. I must say, I think I probably would say we picked the slightly wrong destination for eating. The cuisine here is not quite what I'd like it to be. Look, I'm just going to say it. The food is bland as shit. Okay, it's bland as fuck. I mean, it is so bland. Like, it's almost like the people have not heard of spice. It's like just a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and some spice. But anyway, I'm about to head to a place called Food Lays. It's been reviewed well by Google. It's a Chinese buffet, and it's the only kind of food, that and Indian food, that I can find here that actually has flavor. My wife isn't coming with me because every time she has a buffet, she regrets it. It's like remorse, instant remorse. So anyway, I'll see you at the buffet. Another thing that I've noticed here in Chile, okay, is, I mean, we're staying in the center of the city in Santiago, and my God, it is rough. I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I don't want to offend people, but if I do, I don't really give a shit. The city's a bit of a hole. It's a bit of a hole. It's a pit. I call it the Trinity P, the triple P, okay? It's just constantly everywhere, the Trinity P. There is piss, poo, and puke. You can just smell it everywhere you go. Is it human piss? Is it human poop? You don't know. It's probably human puke. It is very smelly. It is very dirty. Like, for example, the square Plaza de Armas, which is supposed to be like a beautiful park. You go into it and it is just full of gross hookers, and it is filthy, and it is very, very intimidating. So I'm waiting for an Uber. You're probably wondering, why am I standing in this spot? I'm waiting for an Uber because I promised my wife that I'm not going to walk to this Chinese buffet because it is in a little bit of a rougher part of town. So I'm about to go to this restaurant. You have to go to this semi-looking abandoned building. It's really fucked up. But yeah, while you're driving, the entire time, you just smell shit. Just shit, literal shit. So when I enter a buffet, I get into like a frenzy. I get into like a frenzy because it's like I feel like a king. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm actually very surprised at the buffet. The quality looks absolutely pretty good, like on point. You know, it's hard to know what to expect when you go into a buffet that doesn't have a high proportion of Chinese people, or as they call it in local vernacular, Chinos. But I must say, so they have Chilean, they have Peruvian, and they have Chino cuisine. So this looks like it'll be predominantly Chino, which looks like it could encompass Korean food as well. And this rice. Rice is everyone's food in a way. So when you come to a buffet, It's all about meat, baby. Meat, and you need carbs because carbs help break down meat in your stomach. Okay, that's not a scientific thing, but what I love about this buffet so far is they have pork trotters. Pork trotters. This looks like mystery meat, sweet and sour, pork belly, barbecue pork, prawns, sushi. I'm going to test their sushi because it has cream cheese in it, and I'm not sure how that will be. I don't mind it so much, but the rice quality is the key thing. And then on a second supplementary plate, I have spring roll, fried chicken, fried mushroom, and a pork rib. Now let's see how far this takes me. So what's interesting about the food here is even whatever cuisine it is, it's very undersalted. Very undersalted. So I just douse everything in soy sauce. As Australians say, I'm not here to fuck spiders. So what I've discovered is during our travels, my stomach has actually shrunk and I can't gorge as much as I used to, which makes me a little bit sad but happy at the same time that I can't gorge, because you see, I have this urge when I go to a buffet, I need to leave like I'm so fucking full that I don't know if I'm gonna die. It's now time for dessert. What do I choose? I don't really want cheesecakey shit. This one looks like a chocolate cake with cream in the middle, so I think I'm gonna get that. And before anyone comes, I'm gonna cut the middle out to make people uncomfortable. I'm gonna run away before they find out. So I didn't eat as much as I wanted to. My stomach has shrunk, like I mentioned, and I can no longer eat vast quantities of food. I used to be able to eat, I reckon, maybe 3% of my body weight, but nowadays it's much, much less. So, you know, when you come into this building, and I will link the restaurant below, it is actually not a bad Chinese place for Chile. It's actually got a little bit of flavor in the food. But look, it's not the best Chinese you're gonna have, but at least it has some flavor, some spice, some salt, some fat. And man, it's actually really good value. It costs me totally, with a total with my drink, a Coke, and the tip and everything, it cost me only 16,000 Chilean pesos, which is roughly 25 US dollars. That's fucking cheap, man. And there's so much protein. There's pork, and I heard that the pork is halal. Who knows? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. So the public transport here is actually pretty good. Okay, it's actually pretty good. Massive infrastructure, except sometimes the markings of where to go is not very good. But apart from that, generally speaking, it is pretty damn good. So I'm catching the train from Puerto Calicanto to the university. Is that correct? Yep, University de Chile. There you go. And then over there, I'm going to catch another train, line 1, and I'll tell you where I catch it from. So when we go to university, I'm going to automatically become anti-Semitic.
Mi compañero, que le vaya bien al mundo entero, aunque la amiga quería agua y le vendieron puro hielo. Le vendieron un iceberg, que le vaya bien aquí con los freestylers. Le trajimos rima positiva para usted, para que con la música podamos olvidar el estrés. Claro que el amigo empieza a grabar, amigo que le vaya espectacular. Ojalá que ese video no lo suba para que no nos vayan a funar. ¡No! ¡Que le vaya genial! Yo le canto este ritmo y que suba. Ella o no, nosotros somos los que ponemos bajo cero el agua de la...
So from the University of Chile, we're going to Los Dominicos, and the stop is El Golf. So I've just exited from El Golf. There we go, El Golf, and you can see this area is very much like the financial district hotels of Chile. So where we stayed was typically the CBD, I mean, that just smelled like piss, poop and puke. Over here it's very different, right? But the problem is though is that it's also not very colourful here. It's just buildings and a big kind of main road. But hey, it's very nice. That's why there's probably a cigar lounge here, because that shit is very much a first world problem. So here we go. I'm going to cross the road and I'm going to show you the lounge. Alright, so here's the promised land, baby. Here's the promised land. It is actually in the W Hotel, La Casa del Habanos. Look at that. So like all the Casa del Habanos, you've got your good Cubans over here. Look at that. I have not had a cigar in a long time. So as you can see, I am here in the W, Santiago, Chile, La Casa del Habanos, and I will tell you right now, every time you have a cigar at a La Casa del Habanos, if they've got a lounge, it's always beautiful, it's always plush, comfortable, the ventilation is always good. Not only that, the service is always really exceptional. Today I am having a Monte Cristo number 2. I think it's number 2. Yeah, I haven't reviewed one of these yet, but this is actually the biggest selling Cuban cigar in the world. That's hand rolled. Not machine rolled shit, but hand rolled. It is a fantastic cigar. I've had many of them in the past, and I want to take you through one. It is a natural. I've just lit it, so they let it, give it time to breathe. And today I am pairing this with a Havana Club Selección. It's actually 10,000 Chilean pesos. Plus tip, you're looking at about 10%. And they give you, it looks like a double or a triple. Fuck me, I don't even know if they measured it, to be completely frank with you, holy shit. Anyway, looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting crunk. So as you've seen, I have had myself a giant Chinese meal. And now I will see you in the first third and tell you all about the cigar. The thing about Cuban cigars is that they're always so tightly packed. It doesn't mean they're plugged. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. They're just tightly packed. They roll them so tight. You get so much tobacco per cigar. This is a good old reliable cigar. It's something outlandish. It's not going to fuck with your brain. It's not going to screw you over. It's not overly strong. I'd say it's medium strength. Peppery, spicy, leathery, slightly creamy, burnt butter, some roasted nuts. Espresso notes, and what you'll find is it's just one of those cigars that you can rely on wherever you are, as long as they're not fake. But look, I will see you in the halftime show, and I'll give you my final impression. I don't need to go over this too much. It's just this is actually more to show you what the lounge looks like, more so than the cigar itself. See you in the halftime show. Alright, so I've just had my cigar at La Casa Del Habanos here in Santiago. As you can see, the lounge has its own private lockers for private members. It has a lot of seating, and I have to comment how reasonable the drinks are. Okay, I have to comment how reasonable the drinks are and the cost of them. I got myself a Havana Club Selection rum because, you know, I don't generally buy whiskey from other bars because it's, as you know, I get access to the best whiskey, so I don't want to do that. I paid 10,000 Chilean pesos for it, which is about $12 US. And when they gave it to me, it was a free pour. I think it was a double, even a triple. I was just like, this is not a drink, this is a mug of rum. It was fantastic. The cigar itself was actually very reasonable as well, so they're not ridiculous here. It was 25,000 Chilean pesos, so that was very reasonable. And like I said, look, I didn't do the final bit of the cigar. I actually got carried away. I actually, so I bought this coffee from a company called Aura Coffee. Aura, like your Aura Coffee. And the owners of the coffee, the roaster decided, hey, we're going to drop it off to you. So they sat down with me for a few hours chatting away, and I got carried away. I didn't even bother filming the end of the cigar. But look, a Monte Cristo Pyramide number 2 is such a good cigar because it is not too heavy, but it's heavy enough with character. It is not too light to be boring. It is consistent. It has good flow, generally speaking. And it's generally one of the more reasonable Cuban cigars that you can get that isn't ridiculously priced. And with Cuban cigars, I love them, but they are so expensive, it's not even funny. But look, if you're in Chile, if you're in Santiago, come and visit the La Casa del Habanos here in Santiago. Fantastic service, even though, you know, they're quite deadpan here. I find in Santiago they're quite deadpan. They're not like too animated, but I like that. I don't mind that. You know, the service was good. They're very helpful, very hospitable. Come and visit it here. Fantastic.